And I used to be really into status and titles, but I'm not anymore. I'm a bit more humble. So I let the text introduce me. I'm born in Sweden, and I've been living in Norway for, I think it's 12 years. But today this will be in English. And before we get started, I would like to invite you all to take a breath with me. So you can close your eyes if that feels natural to you, or you can just gaze in front of you. And when you're ready, take the deepest inhale you've done all day. Let your belly become a balloon. And maybe side out. For deep exhale. Alright. You can continue breathing calmly through my speech. And you can look if you want to. So I believe that burnout should not have to be the price of success. But in today's hustle culture, that's very often exactly what it becomes. It's like we can't choose because we're taught that being successful means pushing through, ignoring your signals, and just hustle on. And I actually used to be the chief customer officer and co-owner of a tech scale-up here in Oslo. And on the outside, it was everything that I had dreamed about. I thought that I loved my job, and I had hired my dream team. Everything on paper was perfect. But on the inside, I was carrying a lot. I'm sure many of you had a hidden load, or let's call it baggage. I was a perfectionist all my life. And I was a flink pike. And maybe the men can't relate to being a good boy because you're not dogs, but I mean, maybe you're the alpha male, the person who always takes responsibility, the person who carries everything on your shoulders. And the expectations from the outside is just immense. And sometimes it's also from yourself. I had a lot of high expectations for myself. And when I speak to people who have been burnt out or are burnt out, they all say the same. Everyone else seems to manage it. And that's why we continue. Because we believe that we are weak. That it's a weakness, when in fact it's a strength. So it's this feeling of never feeling good enough that eats us up from the inside. So we ignore the signals. We normalize having stiff shoulders, pain in our jaw, painful body, gut issues, headaches. It's just part of life, right? But it shouldn't be. And then after the physical, because we of course don't listen, then it continues to become more emotional, and we feel sad, anxiety, and this feeling of always being guilty, this feeling I should do more, and your energy starts to deplete, and you get fatigue, and the things that used to give you energy and joy, they don't anymore. And I experienced all of this. And on the surface, beneath the surface, I was carrying a lot because I had a very stressful, high performance job. at the same time as I lost two of my siblings in only 3 years. But I was masking, because that's what a good leader do. I pretend like everything's fine, because I didn't feel safe. Because if I were to express, I was afraid to being judged. I was afraid of losing my job, losing my title, losing my responsibility. And that's why this was me. On the outside, everything was fine. But on the inside, it was burning me down until it was only ashes left. And since I didn't listen in time, my body forced me to stop. So I got an autoimmune disease, which was my wake-up call. Because then my whole world shifted. I couldn't continue to be the person that I thought I was. So I had to rebuild myself from the ashes. What it looked like for me was holistic healing, and I had to learn to regulate my nervous system. That was the most important clue. And I did deep inner work, like I'm sure many of you here are going through or have gone through. And it's also this shift in identity, because my work and my role was my identity. I didn't know who I was without it. So I learned things that I should have learned as a leader, which would have spared me years of suffering. And now, on that journey, I did find my calling, which is to heal myself so I can help others heal. And use my expertise as a leader and a coach, and now as a yoga teacher, I help teams and leaders and individuals through workshops, yoga, and holistic practices. So I am I have 4 hours left, so I have 500 hours yoga teacher training. But I'm already working as a yoga teacher and have my own company. So please contact me if you have a organization or work at an office who would like. But my takeaway is that holistic leadership starts with you, with the individual. Because if your nervous system is not regulated, then how are the people around you supposed to regulate if you're a leader? And the most important thing I learned is that we can only heal in relationship with each other. We can't heal alone or isolated. And we need to focus on prevention before it's too late. And I promise you, it's worth the investment. And before I finish, I would like to invite you to again connect with your breath. Maybe close your eyes and listen inward. So what signals have you been ignoring from your body lately, and why? And when you have the answer, think of one small thing that you can change today. Maybe you write it down for yourself. So please connect with me on LinkedIn or check out my website to know more about me. And thank you so much for listening. And please take care of yourselves.